Hey guys, what is up? Shadow back at you once again with another Visual Basic Net tutorial. So in this tutorial, we're actually going to be making something pretty cool. So we're going to learn how to make an HTTP request. So this is actually one of the most important things, in my opinion, in learning any programming language, is making an HTTP request. So in this case, we're going to just use the Mojang API for this. So this is the Mojang API. So essentially, if you send an HTTP request to their API, then it will return data to you. So I'm going to show you how to send an HTTP request to the Mojang server. So you can do this with other things as well, but I'm just going to use Mojang as our example. So in here, we're going to make a button, which is going to be, this is going to be send request. Now we're not going to really cover this in a lot of detail. Later on, we'll do a lot more detailed stuff with HTTP requests. But for now, we're just going to learn how to send a basic request. So when we click the button, we are going to, so basically what we wanted to do now, I'm going to show you how to make a request. So the first thing we need to do before we can make any type of HTTP request is to import the systems.net library. So we're going to do that, and you can just type import system.net at the top of the application. So that's pretty straightforward. So now in the button one click, so what we want to do is we want to send an HTTP request. So this is actually very simple to do. We just need to make a new variable. So this variable is going to be for the HTTP web request. So we're going to make one called dim request as HTTP web request equals, and now we'll do direct cast. Now what this will do, we're just casting. So we're basically changing the type. Don't really worry about it too much, but yeah. So dim request is HTTP request is going to be, we need to do web request.create and then comma HTTP request, web request. So that's that. And now we need to find the server we want to make the request to. So we're just going to make a request here. So this is going to be the request we're going to make. We're going to request to this URL. So this will make a request. Now we've made the request, we can get the response. So for now, we're not going to worry about streams and stuff like that quite yet, but we are going to just find out how to get the response code, because essentially if you go to the Mojang API documentation, it essentially says that if the data is not in their API, then it will return a 204 code, so 204 status. So what you want to do is, now we're going to find the response. So we'll make a response object, which is dim response as HTTP web response, and we'll do direct, actually no, we don't need to do direct cast, we just do, I think, request.get response, right? So now that we have a response object, we actually can look for things. So now we can do a message box, and we'll be printing the status code of the response. So to print the status code, we just type response.statuscode. Now another issue that with this right away is this code is actually not going to run properly if we do response.statuscode. I don't think it will. I forgot if this would exactly, no it does, never mind. But you will get the status code of the response. So a 200 status code means that the response was okay, so it made a successful response. There'll be some other codes that you might see as you learn more. So some of the more common codes, I'll explain them all. 403, this is forbidden. 404 means not found. This is an uncommon. 405, method not allowed. Those are the main ones that will kind of cause you issues. And those will throw exceptions, which we'll show how to handle later on. Alright, so next thing we want to do is, maybe we want to see if the name is available. So we'll actually make a new text box, and we'll check the name for availability. So we'll put here, and then we'll put a label. So name. Alright, we're just going to call this text box 1. I'm too lazy to change it. So instead of /complex, we'll do plus text box1.text. So whenever we want to add a string, we'll add a plus outside of the brackets and get this. So Next, we have the response.status code. So if we get a 204, now let's try doing a name that we know is not available. So let's do like that. You get 204, which means no content. Now 204 is a pretty rare thing. You don't really see it too much, but that's just how Mojang have their API set up. So if we wanted to text, so we can just assume if it's a 204, the username is available. This isn't always true. There's a few exceptions to this, but for now we're just going to say that. So we'll do if response.status code is 204, then we will do available. So we type that, available. And then we can do an else. This is box. Not available. And then we're going to add, and let's actually do this right now. We'll add additional information. Status. We'll do status. And then we'll just type here status code. And then we'll do response.status code. So if we type like, I don't know, let's just try like fire. Ooh. Oh, my bad. Yeah, this is where it comes in, where you have to actually, when you're doing something like this, usually, I think before, because we were just printing it, it was okay, but since we're using the plus, it might mistaken it for a number because it returns a number. So we're actually just going to add at the end .toString, which is just going to make this a string, and that should work. So we do fire. So yeah, that's basically a way to make a simple username checking for Minecraft, essentially. If you wanted to, you also could experiment. If you want to see which thing returns what status code, you can go to this site and you just type in the code. So I guess you could just type in like that. You can see the status code it will return. You can do like that. And you see it returns 204 instead. So yeah, that's essentially how the whole thing works and how you can make a basic Minecraft username checker in Visual Basic. So I hope you enjoyed the tutorial, guys. If you liked the video, subscribe for more. Thanks for watching.